Greetings everyone, Seven from London here. Today I'm with my cousin Ronnie.
Hi.
And we're coming today to just update you of some of the things that have been going on. My cousin is also a witness in my case, the case that most of you know that I have been exposing for a while now. And in order to stop me exposing it, they have retaliated quite aggressively, which is to be expected, really. It's a lot of money.
Well, they don't want the truth to come out.
Yeah, it's a lot of money, and so this is what happens when you have a big case against lots of corporations, and you have lots of documentation, and also you won. Well, in my case, I won a massive case against them. So the mechanism is to call me a liar, pay people to smear me. I think they're trying to, use people to come against me and to just try anything and everything to smear me, which is ridiculous. But anyway, paid liars. I mean, the treachery that's going on around us right now is off the charts. But anyway, this is my cousin. My cousin, number one, is a witness in my case, but also it was his mother's sister, Marjorie. His mother's sister, Marjorie, that died in the tower. Yeah, so, and our cousin Ernie as well. Yeah, I'm going to show you a picture of that so that you can see my cousin Ronnie. Let me just do that now. Okay, this is a picture that's been running in Daily Mail, dailymail.co.uk, and if you do / Grenfell mother died, final embrace son. So basically this article features our aunt and our cousin Ernie, but you'll see my cousin Ronnie is there. Do you remember this day, Ronnie?
Not really, but we was on a journey, probably somewhere to maybe Market or Brighton. I'd be about 12 years old there.
Wow. And it says Mrs. Vital's family said they took some comfort from knowing the 68-year-old seamstress died with her son Ernie Center when he was younger, 50, despite horrific circumstances. Now, Ronnie, did anybody ask you to use your image?
Nobody ever asked my permission. It showed that to the press association, which I'm very unhappy about. And they had no right to take my image and sell it all around to the press. I'm very unhappy about that.
It's out of order.
Yeah, that's out. Yeah, more than out of order. They never told us nothing about the funeral arrangements, nothing at all. But they had no right to take my pictures and sell it. I'm not their slave. They don't own me.
And they basically have said that they own these pictures. So obviously a member of the family unfortunately have sold
for 30 pieces of silver.
Yeah. The usual. Unfortunately, people, that's what you get. We're just seeing one Judas after another right now, and it's so shocking. But here's the thing, every Judas, your day is coming. Your day is coming.
I also want to mention a lot of people has made a lot of money out of Grenfell Tower who's not related. I'm related to those two.
Yeah.
And we have every right to put a claim forward.
But we don't want it.
But we don't want that money because it's blood money.
Yes, it's blood money, it's hush money. We want justice.
We just want justice for the people.
Yes.
For all the people, not just our family members.
Yes.
And we want the truth to come out. We want the truth to come out.
Yeah, absolutely.
What happened on the night? What really happened? We're just demanding the truth.
Yes.
And every 14th of the month, there's a silent march in Lapper Grove.
But why is it silent?
It is silent because people are silent, but in that silence is powerful.
Yes, but I think that there's
We're
something...
demanding the truth.
I think there's something psychologically...
But if they start shouting, they'll try to close it down and shut it.
No, I'm not saying that they need to shout, but I think the extreme of silence is psychologically...
But it has the placard.
The cover-up.
It has the placard there saying, we demand the truth. We want the truth on the placards, on the march.
Well...
Anyway,
so let me just show some other pictures. Some of it you might see. This is my aunt. She looks a lot like me in this
Okay,
picture.
okay.
In fact, if you look at some of even like the grandchildren now, you could see the family really strong. You know,
she looks more like you than your old mother.
Yeah, she does.
Looks like your sister, your big sister.
Yeah, we look very much alike.
If you was in the room, they'll say that your family.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
You do look. And there's Ernie, obviously at Christmas time, and she was amazing because all our aunts used to make. They used to make my clothes.
Yeah.
You know, this is how we kind of all became.
I think this is a coat she made herself.
Yeah. All of her clothes, you know.
She used to make all her clothes.
All of them. And they're all super talented, you know. I mean, when I grew up, I had all my clothes made for me until I got old enough to make my own.
Yeah, it's towards the latter. That's what the way she looked like. The latter. Yeah. Both of them look like that towards the end. They look like that.
Yes.
That's what they both look like.
So this is the article about them being huddled. It's funny that these 7 shares never seem to change. Despite this is an article from May, and it's like it's fixed on that number, which I find quite interesting. Let me just get. I don't know how to take this picture off. That's the picture we don't want on there. It's covering the article. How do you get this rid of it? Maybe do this. Oh, I don't know how to get it off. But it's underneath here. Maybe. Wait a minute. Let me see if I can just do this. Okay, I figured it out. Oh no, it's not coming back, is it? Oh, it blocks over it. Yeah, so Grenfell mother died in final embrace with her son before Tower Inferno fused their bodies together in the bathroom of their flat. And that is our aunt and our cousin, Marjorie and Ernie. Yeah, she was so stylish. She was super stylish. Yeah, there she is again. Look at her hair. She had the women in the family have amazing hair, don't they? All of the family members actually amazing hair. But she looks, I mean, I can see her face in some of the younger generation right now as well. But anyway, that's my cousin Ronnie, and that's Ernie, and that's Marjorie, who both were murdered. You know, they didn't just die; they were murdered intentionally. We do have a crime.
Regulations ignored.
Yeah, we do have
a. Should never have happened. That should never have happened. What happened in Grenfell Tower should never have happened. They should have had smoke alarms, fire safety doors, fire regulations. That should never have happened.
It's evil beyond evil, isn't it?
Yeah. Demanding the cheapest flammable cladding on the building. When they never had, there's been many fires in Grenfell Tower, but nobody's never died there. It's never been like that. Since they put the cladding there, some of the people saying that, oh, it's devaluing our property. And they did that to make it look good. And it was a death trap all along. You know, so the truth has to come out. And those people should be arrested for murdering members of family. And also I had other friends there and other customers who lived there as well. And some of my former neighbors. So it wasn't just the 2 of them.
Break down everything. You can go on to Everyday Concern, but I'll put it in the description link if anybody wants to read about the Grenfell Tower. Okay, but what we're going to do today, we're going to cover this man, Richard Hanna, who is literally obsessively abusing. I mean, he's a bully and he's an abuser. He's
con artist.
Yes, he's a con artist. And he's trying to kind of do a reverse psychology to make it look like I'm the con artist and all the rest of it. He's a con artist.
So he's the one who's profiteering from you.
Yes. So let's come out of this for a second. Yeah. Yeah, this is on Daily Mail if you want to see it. I will put the link in the description for anybody who wants to see this article. Yeah, so we basically been dealing with the situation with Hannah. We went and reporting reported, this man, Richard Hanna, on the 14th of October. We went to the Metropolitan Police because this man has literally terrorized me. Not just him, he's part of a whole crime syndicate, which we have termed as Sevengate. But as many of you already know, and sorry, there's something. Yeah, sorry, there was just the phone ringing in the background. I wasn't sure what that was. But yeah, basically, this man is going round, literally slandering in such a horrific way, and I'm going to show you what this man has been doing. Now, my cousin and I have been through hell, like you can't believe it.
15 years of hell.
Yeah, 15 years.
Nearly 16 years of hell.
Yes, it will be.
The day is coming to a close.
Yes. Yeah, and remember what happened to when we tried to report him that time?
Oh, they tried to run us over.
Yeah.
In a blacked out car when we was on our way to Paddington Green Police Station.
Mm.
And they tried to run us over under the motorway on the slip by adjoining the Edgware Road in Paddington.
Yeah.
You could forget that.
And what happened last night?
Oh, I had the helicopters at 10 to 5. I had the helicopter stationed outside my flat. God knows what for. But it reminds me, a few years ago when I went to visit you at your place, I was followed by a helicopter, and I waved to them, making them know that I've seen them.
Mm.
And on the night of the Grenfell Tower, I had them stationed outside my flat for quite a considerable amount of time, up to 3 o'clock in the morning. And funny enough, I heard on the Grenfell inquiry, they also had a helicopter there that was helping to fan the flames, to make the flames go even worse on Grenfell Tower.
Mm.
So there's no coincidences with that helicopter.
Well, yesterday I had to write to a lot of people because my cousin called me and let me know that the helicopter was stationed. So we were like anticipating. It was definitely red alert because the last time that happened, Marjorie and Ernie and all those other people were burnt alive in that tower. You know, they sealed the exits. 2 weeks before they had yellow pipes running?
Oh, I do remember that. They had dug up a gas pipe and they had yellow pipes. But I put that into the inquiry. Nothing is never mentioned about it.
Yeah.
2 weeks before the fire, they had about 2 weeks, a couple of weeks, something like that. They had dug up gas pipes and fitted all gas pipes and conveniently covered it so quickly. So that needs to be looked into.
Yeah, the gas pipes were run into the building.
Thick yellow gas pipes, thick.
Yeah.
And conveniently the building burned down.
Yeah.
That needs to be looked into the inquiry.
Yes, I mean basically in our report it just covers so much stuff, you know. There was SS guys found running from the building.
Said that they saw guys dressed as SS, all in black, running away from the crime scene.
Yeah.
That's just wow.
Yeah, and there's so much stuff. Anyway, I'll put the report in there, and so that you can see it. But today, what we're going to do is really just address some of the abuse and the harassment, and with the view that we're going to ask some of you to support us to get these people put behind bars because they are guilty of crimes against humanity. And, you know, instead of actually addressing victims and protecting victims, more often than not, these criminals are allowed to basically terrorize victims and smear our names, call us liars. They bribe witnesses to lie on you. You know, they bribe people to, you know, retract what they know is true or whatever. You know, they pay people to smear your name and call you all kinds of names in order to cover up the truth. And this is something that to conceal the truth, and not just conceal the truth, because what they try to do, they try to put someone they know is a genuine victim, they try to put us behind bars. You know, they try
think that should be behind bars. It's opposite way.
You know, they try to put us behind bars. They try to find desperate measures to conceal, and not just conceal, conceal is one thing, but to malign our names, just to validate and to get away with what they know is the truth. And so today we're going to really address that, and hopefully with a view to get as many people as possible on side to contact the Metropolitan Police in London. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. I'm going to show you absolute proof that this man, Richard Hanna, is not only is he a liar, he's guilty as charged, and he knows it. And not only that, he's literally terrorizing us. He's terrorizing us. Currently, I'm in a situation where I'm not able to stay inside my own home because of the fact that this man is a psychopath. This has been 15 years of our lives. Like my cousin said, it's coming on for 16 years, and we're hoping that this is going to be the end of it. But I think it's going to take public support. I think once the public come on side and actually realize the magnitude of what we're talking about here and the importance of, having these people be put behind bars, so that not only do they stop abusing myself and my family, my cousin and I, but not only that, but also, to prevent other families, other generations of people, creative people in the creative industries. This is like standard. What's happening to us, it's not reported, so most of you don't know it, but anybody who knows about the music industry and the entertainment industry, and anywhere there's, big money, big revenue from intellectual property, all the biggest artists out there, they suffered. They suffered, from Michael Jackson, to Prince, to James Brown, Otis Redding, there's so many, Kurt Cobain. We could just talk about so many artists. Sam Cooke is a classic case. Jackie Wilson. When we look at the history of the entertainment industry and the music industry and how it abuses creative people, this is a serious problem, and it's a problem that has become an out of control monster. If people in the industry can get away with doing what they're doing to me and to us for 15 years and it go on like this, and we're not even famous people. Imagine what the famous people are going through. If they can get away with doing this, what hope is there for the younger generations that are coming up? If we don't take the stand and say, it's not acceptable to treat people this way, to steal our intellectual property, profiteer from it, and then engineer to destroy people's lives in order to continue enjoying the revenue.
Evil.
This is what this Richard Hanna is about. Don't be fooled by this man. This man is sitting in a propped place. That's not where he lives. These people racketeer on a massive scale. He's trying to seek sympathy. He's trying to make it look like he's some poor old guy that's being falsely. He's a con artist. He's calling me a con artist.
He's the con artist.
He said something about I have benefits from all over different places. I mean, this man is absolutely insane. He's trying to use anything and everything to malign my name, knowing that everything that he's talking about is a crock of doo-doo.
He's the one that should be arrested.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, he owes me money, okay? And he knows that his days are numbered. So he's going to town.
He has to pay you, and he has to credit you.
He can't
hide.
Sadly, there's some people that I know that have even become treacherous. So anybody you hear that is slandering,
they'll be weighted out. They jump out the bus.
Yes. Anybody that you hear that is trying to malign me or my family or my cousin, you know, and say that any of this is not true, you know they're on the payroll, okay? And we're coming for you. Trust me on that. We are coming for you. You put my name in your mouth with lies. Trust me on this. You will see the inside of a prison cell.
They will end
you will see it. If you think you're going to destroy the truth, you're not going to destroy anything, because it's bigger than me, it's bigger than my cousin, and it's bigger than all of us. We're talking about a crime syndicate that are guilty of crimes against humanity. Okay?
Like Grenfell Tower, exactly. It will expose a lot.
Exactly.
A lot.
Exactly. It's not just a small situation. So you need to think twice before you want to put yourself out there and tell lies to get 30 pieces of silver.
To turn treacherous against us.
Yes.
Once you was once with us.
Yes.
You're going to fall.
Yes.
And when badness comes to you, there'll be no tears in my eyes.
Yeah.
No. Because you sold out, and you would have had quite a lot. All you had to do was wait.
Yes.
That's all. Patience was a virtue.
Yes.
You didn't have to sell us out.
Yes.
You didn't have to turn treacherous towards us. I don't know why you did that. So it shows that you wasn't a friend, and you wasn't genuine all along, and you know who you are.
Yes. You know who you are.
We know who you are.
We have investigators investigating everybody right now.
We know who you are.
And we have
now come to that.
We now have an amazing team, and I want to shout out to all the supporters. You know, I have to say this, because as much as we've seen some really, really nasty people, some amazing people, some totally amazing, amazing people have come forward. Yeah, and now we have amazing team of people that are working with us. We have all sorts of people. I'm not going to say too much about who they are and what they're doing, but we do now we have mobilized, you know, really a positive team of deeply spiritual people as well, you know, and so I'm really happy about that. I'm trying to...
This case, we didn't have no legs. We gave it legs. Now we got wings. We've got wings.
Yeah, it's flying on its own now.
It's got wings now.
And I give love to everybody who supported us. I'm a little bit disappointed with some people. I'm not going to mention anybody's name, but there's some people I'm just a bit disappointed of. But you know, it's life. It's life. You know what I noticed with this is that there is a culture of abuse the victim. There's a culture of when people do nasty things, instead of there's some people that there's just a culture, I think it's a global culture, that feels more comfortable abusing the person who's been abused.
Well, that's wicked. That's wicked. Well, it's evil.
There is a culture of that, you know, and I really hope that in time we change that.
Kick a man and kick a woman where they're down.
You know, when people think you're down, they think that people are entitled to abuse you even more. And it's like, in some ways, it makes you develop a sense of strength and a sense of self-respect and self-worth, because people think, I think people will dictate your self-worth for you. If you don't know what you're worth and that you have a right to be treated with respect. You know, there are some people that feel that they have a right to disrespect you, you know, and talk to you anyway, and that if you've been a victim, you know, of some sort of abuse, that gives them some form of entitlement, you know. And so, you know, anybody targeted out there, stand up for your rights, stand up for yourself. Don't let people talk down to you. Don't make you feel less of yourself. You know, you are entitled to be treated with respect like everybody else. So I'm going to finish. Okay, I want to show you what it looks like to be targeted by a psychopath online, harassed. And I'm really asking, really, this is like a public appeal, if you like, for anybody who knows about the Sevengate case, those of you who are supporters, that I'm going to show you what this dude is doing, and I'm going to show you that this guy is a psychopath, all right? He's terrorizing me, he's stalking me, and he's not just me. I mean, there was a helicopter above my cousin's house last night. I had to frantically contact news networks and police and all sorts. I'll show you last night, because, you know, helicopters above our houses have always ended up with something really bad happening, like Grenfell Tower happened just afterwards. So I'm asking the public to demand that the Metropolitan Police put this man behind bars and his crime ring.
So they're forced to do an inquiry.
We have to do in a petition. No inquiry. I'm talking about arrests.
Yeah, they should be arrested.
This is 15 years, almost 16 years of this man brutalizing us in the most horrific way, knowing that he's brutalizing us, knowing that he's guilty, knowing that he's profiteering. Don't be fooled by that fake kitchen he's got going on there. That, you know, these are Machiavellian characters. You know, he's not going to sit there with a plush kitchen, you know, to make you know that he's stolen all that money. You know, he's playing everybody. That's what he does. And what he does, he accuses people of what he's guilty of himself. I have no interest in this man. Now, you will see when I show you how much this man is obsessed. And this is just, what I'm going to show you is in a short space of time. But you got to multiply that by 15 years. 15 years of me covertly. And the thing is, we've been telling people this forever. And there's some people, mentioning no names, that have psychologically, they like to attack the victim. They don't have no respect for victims. I don't have no respect for you. You have no respect for victims? You have no respect for me? F you. F you. Yeah? I have no time for you. Don't waste your time on me. Yeah? You don't have no respect for me? Go to hell.
You will go to hell.
Right?
Devils will go to hell.
That's what I'm saying.
Because it's robbery. I don't know how they can sleep at night knowing what they've done.
So, I'm going to show you this. We're going to shred. We're going to show you that this man, Hannah, is a filthy, dirty, nasty. He's rotten. He's rotten. I mean.
Let's see it. Let's see it.
Okay. All right. So let me cut this and let you see. Okay. Check this now, people. I'm going to show you what it looks like. The damage control central. What criminals do to the victims when they know that their time has run out and people are starting to see that they're guilty. This is what they do towards genuine victims, all right? So this man says to whoever, I mean, he sent something to my email. How did this man get my email for a start? My documents are being messed with, and you know, I know these people, they run telecommunications companies, they deal with hacking. I mean, this man is a monster. He's a psychopath and he's a monster, and everything that I have stated is a fact. He knows it's a fact. I know it's a fact. Right. So, you know, many people know it's a fact. Everybody knows this man is a monster. But in his mind, he believes if he just keeps telling the lie And he just keeps abusing and abusing and abusing and abusing.
He lies as the truth.
I don't even think that. I think he knows it. Obviously he knows he's a liar. He's a psychopath. He's just got no conscience. He's got no conscience. He's got no shame. He's got no integrity. He's got no dignity. He's just a sad. I can't even say human being. You know, I mean,
it's a disgrace to blacks as well.
It's an absolute disgrace, man. This
come a long way.
Yeah.
And for him to do the repeat again, to sell us 30 pieces of silver. It's a repeat again scenario.
Yeah, yeah, it really is. It
would have been great to have honored you as a black woman for your work, and he would have stand elevated.
Wow.
He didn't do right.
You know,
but he paid for it in the end.
To try to turn me into a slave, and because I don't want to accept,
you're not a slave.
I'm not his slave.
You're not his slave. I'm not a slave either.
Yeah, you know, I
we're
mean,
free. We don't have shackles around us.
Yeah.
See any shackles on your feet?
Yeah.
Did you see any shackles on my feet?
Absolutely not. He has a problem with people standing up to him because what that means is that it's going to expose his bullshit. But anyway, here's a statement from this fool. For your information, following the advice from the police, I've checked that there are no arrest warrants and that the standard of proof for evidence is not Tony Farrell's folder. So I'm now going to proceed against Seven on 3 fronts. Basically, inventing anything he can, bribing people to smear me, to tell lies about me. That's basically all he has, you know.
And don't get it twisted. You're the one who's profiteering from Seven.
Yes.
Don't get it twisted.
Look at what he says. He says, this is the first because I'm sure you will encourage her to fight. I will not allow liars to profit by my name. This is coming to a head now.
There's a lie. It's the other way around. You're profiting. Seven is your paymaster. She's the one who's created the money. She's the golden goose. Study this case and you see the reference about the golden goose. She laid all those golden eggs, but she hasn't got one golden egg for herself. That's not right. That don't sound right.
Yes. Well, it is not right. You know, I'm nobody's golden goose. You know, I'm not your slave, Mr. Hannah. All right, Mr.
Hannah, you need to return that money back to its owner now, and the rightful owner is Seven. Let's get real. Everybody knows that you're a con artist. This doesn't lie with me and Seven. It's globally known. It's just a matter of time between you fall from grace. Right? You've been loading it around with everybody with that stolen money. Those houses have to be returned back to Seven. The cars, the land, everything. And it's just a matter of time. You're a seller. You're a disgrace to black people in this community. Absolute disgrace. You're a disgrace to humanity, what you've done there. It's really, really sad that you've sold our people for 30 pieces of silver. But there's going to be a time it's going to come on you. There'll be a time where you will not be able to sleep. And no drugs or drinks. Is it still recording? I hope it is. No drugs or drinks will do it for you. And there's a time you're going to have to confess you've done this woman wrong for nearly 16 years. It's not too late for you to put the matter right. You can pay Seven and credit her so she can move on. Seven is living in absolute hell, if you want to know the truth. I hope you're happy. I hope you are genuinely happy.
Yes. Well, he's going to get what he wants. That's what he wants. These people, they get off.
Happy.
These people, that's how they get off. But let me just show you something else. Before I just show you the evidence, I want you to look at this. So check this out. Hold on, Ronnie. Sorry. Just before you say something, let me just say this. I want you to read this, people. Robert here is one of the witnesses. Quite a few witnesses that have come forward who have collected abuse against me and actually sent it to the police. So this man, aware of different people, he's been writing to people behind my back. All right, and if you've been written to by this man or anybody in relation to me, all right, you need to know that there's a whole operation in place to stop me from rising and stop the truth from rising. So there are sellout people who are engaged in this bullshit right now. So I apologize to you deeply if you have been contacted. If you have been contacted, contact me, send me an email, and let me know who's contacted you and what they've said to you, etc. You can send me an email to solutionariesmedianetwork@gmail.com. So that's Solutionaries, SOULUTIONARIES, medianetwork@gmail.com. Send me an email if you've been contacted by this fool, and let's try and clean up this mess. So this guy here, look at what he says. He says, Robert, no, that is simply not true, Robert. Seven simply lied. Sorry, no, that is not true, Robert. Seven simply lied. She did not produce any treatments when she turned up on the day. She did not create Strictly Come Dancing. Okay, let's look at, he says she did not produce any treatments when she turned up on the day. Let me show you how deep of a liar this guy. Look at his face for a start.
Look at him.
Look at this guy. You can see he's a fool. Absolute fool. Look at this fool. Now that kitchen, that's a setup. This guy does not look. This is basically, even the way the lighting is, this is a prop. This is to make him look like a poor, average Joe Blob.
Millions of pounds.
Yes. Don't be fooled by any of this. Okay?
Seven is living here poor.
Yeah, this is a man who's an absolute con man. He's a monster. Right? So let's look at whether or not, he says I didn't bring any treatments. So if that is the case,
let's read this document carefully.
Yeah, so check this out now. This man just wrote that I didn't produce any treatments. All right? And I didn't turn up with nothing. But here you will see, this is him signing for the treatments. Yeah, this is him actually signing for the treatment. I here disclose the treatment for the series provisionally called Celebrity Fitness Show. I mean, it was many shows, all right, which was encompassing dance and what have you. You will use the treatment exclusively for the purpose of evaluating the potential of the series based on the treatment with the view to contributing to the development or production of the series. At my request, you should return all documents, other materials sent by me to you, which are in your possession, custody, or control. All copyrights, title, and interest in existence are at the date hereof in, and to the treatment, the title of the treatment, and all elements contained in the interests which may come into existence of the treatment shall be owned by me. Okay, so I mean, basically, when you read this document, and these are exhibits from the court case. So let's go to another page. Let me take it down.
Show them what he signed for.
Yes, let me show you his signature. That's when you start to realize. That's when you know what you're dealing with, an absolute fraud. Absolute fraud. He's a con artist himself. This is the man's signature. This is the man's signature. So why did he...
There's your signature, clearly. Clearly. Black and white.
Yes.
Well, you signed for it.
Yes. And it's witnessed by Lisa Parney. Now, I know that he has been contacting Lisa Parney, and he's been contacting everybody to try to make people lie against me so that he doesn't have to face the music. All right? So... this is somebody that signed a contract, so he's going after her. He's going after everybody right now, okay? He's running scared. So he's just, as I showed you before, he's...
Put the date on it, show them the date, when it up again, yeah?
Yes, 11th of 11th, 2003. So let us have a look at this properly. This is a man who's written to people, he's writing to people saying that I never brought no treatments, no documents to no meeting. So here's the proof. There's three of us. This is witnessed by 3 people here. So why have you signed for documents if there was no documents brought into the meeting, Mr. Liar Hannah? Mr. Lying Thief, Con Man Hannah. Listen, you're a con man. You're a con man, and your game is up. Your game is over.
You can't keep on playing with people all the time. All the time. The truth will come out in the end.
Yeah, if you think you're going to use Lisa and whoever else to lie, that ain't going to run, because she's going to end up going down with you. If she wants to support lies, she's going to...
If they want to become treacherous, that's up to them.
She's going to go down with you, mate. You know, I have much love for my sister Lisa, but Lisa, you need to think carefully before you allow this man to manipulate you for some filth, okay? Okay. She did not produce any treatments when she turned up on the day. Yet you signed for them. You're a lying.
Why did you sign for Richard? Why did you sign for something that didn't exist? Your signature is clear in black and white for everybody to see online. You're a liar. You're a compulsive liar. Pathological liar. Crook. You're a con man.
Con man, and you're trying to look like I'm a con.
You're a con man. You are the con man. Look at that. Just by looking at you, they can see you're a con man. Just by looking at you, look at your eyes are crooked. That's a fake background with a bookcase, like as if you're a family man and you like family. I see you're using paler skins to do it all the time. You're a con man. You don't fool nobody, only fooling yourself. The game's up. Your con was on for 15 years now, nearly 16. It's gone now. The con is off. It's all on you. And they used you. They used you to steal from my cousin. People don't do things to our family and get away with it. Please know that. And the price is higher than what you stole from my cousin. Please know that. I don't want to swear, but I'd love to swear at you. I'm just holding it back. But you're no good. You're rotten to the core. I don't know how you can sleep at night. I've had to be with my cousin for 15 years, nearly 16 years, dealing with everything that you put towards my cousin. Harassment, death threats, everything. The fraud, her house being burgled, a lot. There's been a lot of things you've done, and you've paid people with my cousin's money. You could have done the right thing by paying my cousin and crediting her. You never wanted to do that. Why? Question mark. I leave that to you. But you're evil. You left her 15 years, nearly 16 years with no money. Her work sold worldwide. She in her own right is actually richer than the Queen and richer than Oprah. With all those formats that you stole around the world. Who do you think you are?
Okay, we're going to show you something else. And you're going to see what kind of fraud
this is. Getting to 400 now.
Yes, it will show you what kind of fraud this man is. You're going to jail.
How can you sleep with yourself at night?
Jail. You're going
you stole all the woman's money.
Okay, so this is what this whole filth is about. These shows, these are all my productions. And as I said in many videos before, this is just 1% of the shows belonging to me, which have been traded in 126 countries over the last 15 years. We're talking about not just shows, we're talking merchandising, books, all kinds of stuff that is in association with this, where these people are creaming off the money and they've got a non-stop terror campaign to shut me up and actually continue to live off and build empires off my back. But, you know, that day is over. It's over. And, you know, he knows the day is over. And so he's coming hard with his filth, non-stop lies. So once again, we're going to show and expose this man for the liar that he is. This is a poster that we did. Make it a little bit bigger so that you can see some of the shows that are belonging of me. So Slavery Still in the UK, Targeted, Gang Stalked, Terrorized for her TV shows, Innovations, and also all the merchandising. We're talking about publishing rights, copyrights, merchandising rights. We're talking a lot of money.
They raped her. They raped you.
This is a mass operation, and this is the reason why they are desperately trying to paint me out to be something that I'm just not.
Stealing beauty.
Yeah, that was the newspaper. Yeah, the Voice newspaper on the 8th of November.
We went to report to the Voice, and they said they shut us down.
Yeah. So they took me out of the picture. They did the article about.
Zoom it on.
Yeah, I'm going to get the original so that you can see it. But Stealing Beauty is a news article that was published by The Voice after they interviewed myself and my cousin here in 2005, November the 8th, 2005, while my case was in court. And all of these are all parts of productions belonging to myself, which are grossing literally billions of pounds every year. And they're desperate to paint me into something that I'm just not, a liar, a fantasist, a nutter. I mean, there are all kinds of things in order to continue this operation, and they're paying anybody and all and sundry to lie about it, so to cover up
at all times.
Yeah. So this is what this is all about. When I'm going to show you the kind of abuse that I'm getting on a daily basis. But anyway, these are all stolen and they all belong to me. Okay, Seven, which is me, versus Gossage and 9 others. Okay, and it says, as I've shown you before, I'm going to do it again. It says, this woman sustained 15-year terror campaign by criminals in media for her intellectual property. She won her case in 2006 and has not been paid or given justice, but has not been paid. And this is the key thing here. Terrorized 24/7 with death threats, criminals said, on my command, unleash sales hell. And I'm going to show you Hannah's statement, where it said that I've done it before, but I'm going to do it again just for this exercise. So in addition to what Hannah signed, which was the contract, so Hannah is contracted to me, all right? It's not the other way around. He's in breach of my contract, which he's fully aware of. Yes, okay, let me just show it to you again, just so that you know exactly what we're talking about here. This is Hannah's statement. This is my contract. She signed. Yeah, so
this, Hannah.
Yeah.
That's your signature.
All right.
Black and white.
Okay.
Plain to see.
All right.
On the 11th, 203.
Okay, so this is Richard Hannah's signature, whereby this liar now states that I never turned up with nothing.
So why would you sign something if something didn't exist?
He's a liar.
He's a liar.
So
You're a liar.
This is the proof of my copyright, which shows everybody knows that I am the owner of all the shows that I just showed you. I am the owner
of this bankrupt office.
Yes, it took me to myself and Lisa to a bankrupt facilities in NTL because they lost the deal to produce sports program, football shows, the World Cup, boxing shows, etc. And I walked in with a new concept for health and fitness, and this is the code of my lawyers who produced these documents for these meetings, and it shows clearly I am the owner. And yes, so that's very clear. So okay, so basically this man he's now stating all this stuff like all this evidence doesn't exist. That just shows you that the man is bat-stirred crazy. He's an absolute psychopath. He's absolutely insane. So, okay, so let's look at something else. Okay, this is from the post office, all the staff who copyrighted my document professionally, showing I am the owner of the document.
Show it to them.
Yes, these are
the Paddington Post Office.
yes.
This is all of them.
These are all different staff members who actually, you can say, I can confirm that the customer Charles 7 has been attending its main post office in Paddington for many years now. Between the periods of the 1990s up until 2003, created a number of lifestyle, health, beauty, fitness, political, multimedia platform production documents with several music compositions, books, film scripts entitled The Walk, which I can confirm were copyrighted via the Paddington Post Office on different occasions. We know this customer well, and we are very sorry to learn that the copyrighted scripts and multimedia production documents that had taken her many years to create has resulted in plagiarism. Okay, you put that in your pipe, Mr. Hannah. Yes, you put that in the pipe. And when you sit down and smoke that, make sure you get my money ready. Because I'm coming after
she's
that.
She's had it long before she even came down to the office. Yeah. Long ago.
I had it historical. Everybody in the area knew exactly what
she was doing. They could see it. And what is this on Exhibit? Exhibit 4.
I can confirm above statement. Yeah. Confirm contents of the dispatches.
So show them that. What's this one? Come on, Exhibit 4.
Okay, this is exhibit, I don't know, this is part of the court case anyway. All right. So basically, they were aware what I was doing. They, you know, I know everybody in that area from a very, 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 very...
From 86, the year Marley was born.
Yes.
Yes. 1989, sorry.
Yes. So, okay, so let's look at this. So, there's no way you can get out of this. With all your lies, you will not get away from this.
The money was dated.
Okay, 31st of October 2003. This is from, as you can see, Richard Hanna, who was acting on behalf of Clarion Television and NTL. And basically, these companies have merged and become, I think Clarion still exists, but NTL became Virgin Media, which is Richard Branson's company. Okay. As it says on my poster, Richard Hanna stated, on my command, unleash sales hell. My name is Maximus, TV program selling us, husband of a murdered career, father of a murdered brainchild. I will have my vengeance in this live event or the next. And he tells me to attend Feltham Studios at 1 p.m. on Tuesday, 11th of November. Now, as you've seen, the signed statement was when I actually attended. He's now claiming that I even, because of this evidence showing that I attended the meeting, he's now pretending that I showed up to the meeting without any documents. He says, I'd like to talk about revision, but more importantly than that, it is a chance to share your format ideas with Helen Alexander, SMG, PLC, head of factual. This is where the theft took place. As you can see, yes, as you can see, this is his signature, Richard J. Hanna. So this man who now states, I never turned up to with nothing, somehow signed for these documents.
How can he sign for nothing?
So you can see here that he is an absolute liar. This is a pathological liar. All right, he's a con artist, and he's tried to twist it around me, pretending, oh, she's got benefits all over the place. That's an absolute lie. You're an absolute liar.
He's the one that is the defrauder.
You're a fraud, and everybody can see you're a fraud.
There you go.
Just so that he can see. That is the statement that is on my poster. I just showed you, on my command, unleash sales hell. That's exactly what he did. And I'm going to show you how that translated. In other words, when I say how that translated, I want to show you that when my work emerged, after they stole the documents, it was all over the place. Okay? And then for the last 15 years, this man has been terrorizing non-stop, and I'm going to show it to you. Okay, so this began. Yes. This is exactly, you can see the date. It says January of 2004. So basically, not long after I went to the meeting, it started,
Yes.
my
And
work started all over the place.
There's a rush of it.
It was literally in 126 countries, and everything stated in my documents started emerging. As you can see, they deliberately put black people on the front cover because they stole it from me. Yeah, and then on top of it, they've had this, yes, this was scamming and scheming.
This was a way
to get
to make money fast.
Yes.
Stealing of people.
Yes.
This is how the corruption came on.
Yes, this is
glorifying it.
Yes. So this,
they went mad.
yes, this one came followed after this one. So there's my work being sold, and it's appearing all over the world on different publications. And then here is the glorification of all the money that was rolling in. So if you look, if we look at the date, you can see the dates. It says the January the 7th, 2004, and this one here says it's January the 23rd, I think. That's all to the 29th, I think, 2004 also. Okay, you should be able to pull these up. Okay, so that's basically how it began. You know, we started seeing my work on billboards and everything. So exactly as Hannah had stated he was going to do, he did exactly that. And so now he's got this whole campaign to silence the truth. Hence, he's been bullying people, journalists. Yes. You know, I mean, basically, this was like a mass raping session, and this has gone on for 15 years.
Mass gang rape.
Yes, it's this case is so horrific. When you look into what has yes, when you look into what has happened, you will definitely see reason why this should never happen to anybody else ever in history again. Yeah. Let me just come out of here for a second. Okay, so this is the poster without me in the picture. You can get a better idea. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you will recognize many of these shows. It doesn't matter where you are in the world because they've been traded in 126 countries. And these all belong to me. And so I'm going to show you the way that these people silence the truth of people that they rob and steal and terrorize.
Show them the Fed farm.
Yes. Yes. I mean, I'm not going to go into the shows now because we just don't have time. You can pull all of these up, but these all came from my documents 10 years younger because I look very, very young for my age. You are what you eat. These are all based on me. If you look at this woman, Gillian McKeith, you can see that this woman looks haggard. There's no way she looks 10 years younger or what she eats. You can see that it's a lie. She's not the living article. I am. I'm the living article of my work. Yeah, I'm the representation of my work. And this is why they are trying to terrorize me, to shut me up.
Knowing it was stolen.
Yes. So let me get out of here. If you quantify how much all these shows gross, monetary-wise,
even one,
and you base it, remembering that this is just 1% of what was stolen of me. Okay, so this is the email that Richard Hanna sent saying this is him. Okay, this is his own writing. You can see again Richard Hanna, from Richard Hanna. Let's make it bigger so you can see it on the 8th. This is just before the meeting. He said, yes, which was on the 8th of November 2003. He emailed me saying that this is him regarding on his command unleash sales hell. Now, what he said to me at the time, he said, oh, the industry's corrupt. You've got to trust somebody. You might as well trust us. We'll get your work all over the place. Blah, blah, blah. On my command, unleash sales hell. So this is who he said was him. This is who he emailed me was himself.
Like a white European, and in actual fact he's black.
Yes. Who's the con man? It's you that's the con man. You're busted.
It's a con man.
You're con man.
I'll show them the way that he looks. Find it.
Okay.
Actually, this is the real Richard Hanna. This is the black Richard Hanna. Is that you, not Richard Hanna? Is that not you?
So why are you sending me emails of another man that is white saying it was you? You're a con man.
Con man.
You're busted.
Show that.
You're a con man.
Con man.
Right?
You must think you're dealing with an idiot.
Yeah. The public
Let the public see you for what you are. You're a
con man. Lying, sellout con man. Yeah? And you want to try to do reverse psychology and make it about me. It's not about me. You have my money in your bank account and you've done all kinds of evil to cover up your bullshit. Alright? You're busted. You're busted and you're exposed.
You can keep on paying them and paying them and paying them and paying them and paying them, but you're busted.
So said, so done. Okay, this is an email from somebody who wrote after the theft of my documents. So now we're in March of 2004, and the information about my stolen documents and all what was happening of my work being sold in 126 countries all over the world, and the money was flooding into the UK like they'd never seen since the Industrial Revolution. And I'm going to show you, they even made a documentary about it. Okay, they don't show where the money was really coming from, but they show the same Richard Branson.
They won the lottery without even buying a ticket.
Yes.
7.
So let's see. You're going to see the same names over and over again. Yes, Charles 7 is the same person we are aware of. I remember the name because it's distinctive. I'm afraid it's not good news. Charles was unfortunately set up by the lawyers from Russell's.
Clearly.
Tony
this is English,
Chris Gossage with Richard Hanna and head of factory Helen Alexander. Charles' work was sold late November. Remember, I went to the meeting on the 11th of November, so by late November, my work was sold to various production houses. They sold part of it to Tim Hinks from Endemol, and Tim sold it to Channel 4, which was also late last November time. So we're talking 2003, the meeting was on the 11th of November. So as soon as I left there, basically, they sold all my work. It says Channel 4 run the Country House Hotel ad as a working title when they first got it from them. They've since changed the format's name to FitFont. There's so many formats. This is in the beginning. And we remember it morphed into multiple of shows. And that's what he meant by unleashed sales hell. This is exactly, that's what he did. They chopped it up into bits and pieces and sold it all over the world to make him and his friends rich. Okay? 15 years later, he never thought that this case would ever see the light of day. He thought he would terrorize everybody,
go away,
and then we would just go into a little hole and die and be terrified for our lives. But your plot didn't work, Richard. And your smear campaign against me is not going to work either. Everybody can see you for the liar. You're a lying con man. You are the con artist. Okay, you're not even an artist. You're just a con scum. That's what you are. Yeah? And your day is coming. Your day is coming. You can use all your trickery. It's not going to get you nowhere. Alright? It says the rollout for the project was millions, which is why I can't understand why they don't want to pay her. But you're quite right, it's done all the time. They do have mass pitching sessions just to nick people's work ideas. That show Boys and Girls that was screened last year was also ripped off. I don't know what that is. Boys and Girls, that is not my work. I can tell you for a fact that neither Endemol or Channel 4 had any formats like your partners. Believe me, if they did, they would have already been in production a long time ago. Channel 4 are desperate for lifestyle-related formats because they make the most money and pull in ratings. Endemol are one of the largest international production companies, so your partner's work is likely to have been sold worldwide. now, by now. Shame I didn't see your email before. Check this one. You are dealing with power-mad, very ruthless people, as you said yourself. They don't care who they trample over. Your partner's stolen documents have brought in masses of revenue and made the people involved seriously rich. I don't think they have any intention of paying Charles anything. You need to get a good lawyer. Try Allsvang. They have a good reputation, but be careful who you speak to. Excuse me. The big fat doc you mentioned was also sold to BBC late November and rushed straight into production and filmed the end of November, December time. It deconstructed your partner's work to maximize profits. That's what he meant by unleashing sales hell. And prevent Charles from making any claims. I agree it's organized crime because it's premeditated. You should also go to the press. So, when you see this man, Richard Hanna, and whoever comes with him to cover up his filth, know you're dealing with a first-class piece of filth. He's treacherous, he's deceitful, he's an absolute con man. Okay, now you need to warn everybody about him. And what I'm doing this today, we are doing this today because we want this man arrested. I'm going to show you what this man is doing now. Check this out. Okay. What you're looking at here is how this crazy, insane, obsessed stalker, this is all commentary and all smear campaigns, all on me. Check this out. Look at all of this. This is all of what this man has posted. This is in recent times. Okay, we've got 91 of them all over the place. This shows you what kind of insane, crazy man we are dealing with. All this is based on me. All this is based on me. These are all comments, one after the other. All of these, look at them.
For example.
I don't want to load the computer with too many, to be honest with you. I just want to show you.
Yes, the sickness of it.
Look.
About the concealment, how far he goes to try to conceal it, to hide the truth.
This is what you
so
call
you can lose your
obsession.
Credibility. He's obsessed with you, that's no doubt about
He's got a channel which is literally all about me. This is knowing that everything that I'm saying is absolutely true.
Right.
These are all comments. He goes on to people's channels using different identities. Let's see. Let's open this one. Look, all Richard Hanna.
Richard Hanna. Okay, let's fish out one.
This is all Richard Hanna. Utter garbage. No judge talks like that, then brings an action against him. The loon. She has blocked me now. Okay, so basically, he's been contacting people. All he does all day long, obsessed. All right, you can just go through one after the other. They're all different comments, all about me. Knowing that he's totally guilty, this man, one after the other, he's an absolute psychopath. Psychopath. This man is a man who knows he's absolutely guilty.
He wants to be well and strong.
Yes.
91 of it.
Yes.
It's mad. It's mad. Is it still rolling?
Yes.
It's mad.
You can see that this is somebody who's absolutely insane.
Psychopath.
Absolutely insane. Yeah?
And all this is just to conceal the truth.
Yes, but it doesn't conceal it. It just shows that he is an absolute liar.
Liar.
So this is what what victims, real victims, are up against. When we bring out the truth, this is the kind of filth they do to genuine people.
To cover up the truth.
Yeah? He knows that our family died in Grenfell Tower. He knows that what they've done, but still, you know, this man has made videos about murdering me and broadcasted them live.
Okay, show that one.
It's in the archives. I can't dig it up now. But what I want to do, he's a very sick man. I want to show you, right? I want to show you the level that this man will go. What you're seeing here is mental illness. This is a sick, demented man who knows he's guilty, who's made me his obsession for the last 15 years, almost 16 years. Okay? He's tried everything to try to kill me, to shut me up. He's tried to run us over. It's been non-stop. Okay, this is an email to the police from yesterday in regards to the helicopter that was stationed above my cousin Ronnie's house last night. Now, as we have already mentioned in this particular video, the helicopter was also there just before Grenfell Tower happened. You can see the date. I'll make it bigger so you can have a look here.
Also the locals also witnessed the helicopter in Grenfell Tower. The locals noticed it as well.
Yes. So all
the Latimer Road area.
Yeah. So basically,
from the inquiry,
we basically let the police know again that the helicopter
was actually accelerating the flames and making it spread more.
Yes.
It's actually noted by the local neighbours of Lancaster Latimer Road.
Right. So I'm just showing you this because what the purpose of this particular video is, because we need the public support to put this man behind bars. Definitely. This is a criminal, and the police are fully aware that this man is a psychopath and a criminal.
And getting away with it.
It says, my cousin Ronnie's mother's sister, Marjorie Vital, and our cousin Ernie Vital, who both tragically died inside Grenfell Tower. I mentioned this to the police because of the fact that a helicopter was also above. The helicopter is low flying and has been stationed above my cousin's house for some time now. Everyone can see and hear it in the area. We are particularly concerned because most disturbingly the exact same thing happened the night right before Grenfell Tower kicked off. You will see our written testimony about this in Grenfell Tower, in our Grenfell Tower crime report previously submitted to you. Right. So we need the public support to shut this down now, because these people have been getting away with literally murder and abuse, harassment. This man, Richard Hanna, is a psychopath of mammoth proportions. And we're asking for the public to write to the Metropolitan Police in London. I'm going to give you the crime reference number. 1 second. Okay, so this is when the case was issued on the 5th of August, you've seen. So they had 28 days from this date of issue. Hannah is saying all of this is fictitious and none of it exists. So we're going to put in there. And there you see, and now you can see why this man is going hammer and tongs and abusing me and harassing me to the point where I'm effectively homeless. My life is in danger. I can't be in my home. I can't stay where I'm staying. For most of you, it's Christmas time. For me, I'm basically homeless. That's my circumstances right now. Okay, so there's something going on with this recording right now, so I'm going to have to effectively do it again. But just so that you can see this, you can see that the case was issued in the court. Whatever Richard Hanna says in his lies, this case was issued for the theft of my documents. Documents that he claims didn't exist, all right? Documents that he signed for. You know, this is a man, this is harassment. has been going on for 15 years. It will be 16 years in 2019. And so this is why we are appealing to the public now, because if we don't appeal to the public, you know, this will go on for another 15 years.
Another 15 years.
Yeah. We are really grateful for your support thus far, but we're in a situation whereby, you know, I am unable, most of you are going to celebrate Christmas. I won't be celebrating Christmas because I'm in a situation where, you know, I can't be at my own home. You know, there's many people around me that I no longer trust. You know, I don't trust certain people anymore. There's certain people whereby rightfully, you know, I need to move on from certain situations. So I need to have this resolved, and it's not going to be resolved unless the police arrest this man. He's intervened in my life. He's causing chaos in my life. He has done for the last 15 years. Not just my life, our life, as myself and my cousin here. As I've shown you, there's been helicopters outside his home. And so it's going to take the public support to really demand that the police do something about this situation. This is why we're showing you this evidence. You know, this man is smearing my name and abusing me. On top of the abuse, is abuse upon abuse, abuse upon abuse. You know, in order to conceal, and not just conceal, we're talking about continue the horrific crimes that he's guilty of. You know, this man is a sick, he's a sick individual, and you know, it's his time now.
The mask is slipping.
It's his time now. And so we're asking for everybody to come forward and demand that the police arrest this man. You know, these are crimes. What you're seeing is crimes of mammoth proportions. And for police to literally leave members of the public in acute danger and do nothing when there's a psychopath literally on the loose, there's a problem, and it's going to take a public outcry to address that problem. So this is why I'm here with my cousin today, and we're trying to resolve this situation once and for all. Now, a lot of the things that we've recorded, they seem to have disappeared. So we're going to, the machine is being hacked at the moment. So I'm going to show you bits and pieces again, just so that you can see for yourself. So we'll start here, and I'll show you another document. Okay, I'm not sure if we've got this before, because all the stuff I just recorded is gone. So I'm going to put this again. If it appears before, because I don't want to do editing. I don't have the time. I don't have the patience. I don't have the situation. Just want to show you what we want to show you quickly. But this is the Court of Appeal when I won. As I've explained, hopefully it is there. But if it isn't, I'll say it again. Yeah, I had to be in hiding for 3 months, and whilst the case was supposed to go to court in July of 2005, because they wanted me dead, I had to go into hiding for 3 months, whereby my cousin smuggled me to Notting Hill Gate Police Station on the 31st of August 2005. Now, most of the people around me didn't know what was happening, because it was unfolding. Even we didn't really fully get the magnitude of what was happening, although we were fully aware that my life was in danger because of this case and because of all the money that was involved and all the racketeering and the scale of it. You know, unless you really knew, you wouldn't really have a clue what was happening, because it was all done very covertly. But
it is a movie in itself.
Yeah, it was a nightmare. Anyway, you'll see this Richard Hanna's name is there again. And these are all the court reference numbers. This was the court that it appeared in. And this was the Lord Justices that it went before. Now you have to understand, because this man, Richard Hanna, is saying that all of this is fictitious. And it just...
So we make these characters up.
Yeah, all of this is stamped, sealed documents, 2nd of May 2006. And this man is pretending that all of this is a fiction,
Figment of our imagination.
Yeah. And
But we've got a good imagination.
Well, it says clearly that the claimant's application for permission to appeal, an extension of time be granted, the application to rely on further evidence be granted, and the appeal be allowed, and all of Blackburn be set aside. Basically, I won this. I've never received any costs. We didn't get anything for all of this, and look at we're still waiting. And the reason why we had to go through the Court of Appeal, because while I was in hiding, this Justice Blackburn, he obviously was bribed or influenced in one way or another to remove my case from the court list. So after I issued proceedings on the 5th of August, not long afterwards, they removed it from the court list. And obviously they had intended to just whack me, and then nobody would be none the wiser. But, God had other ideas. So this is just another document to show you that this man, Richard Hanna, is a dangerous, sick human being. And, I'm showing this to you so that we can do something about it.
About the Brian Nicholson.
Yeah, I will pull that up. Yes. Okay, so let me just go through what is missing first, and then I'll pull that up. Okay, so this is the application for the injunctions, freezing injunctions. It was on the 28th of February 2006. And this is myself, the claimant. I was seeking an order to restrain the respondents from sending people to stalk me, monitor our phone calls, and trespass by way of surveillance of my home. We applied for freezing injunctions on all personal and company assets, complete termination of all illegal screenings of my productions on all networks internationally, because I am suffering constant abuse, which has been ongoing for nearly 3 years now. It's 15 years. Besides the tapping and monitoring, stalking, and being illegal, it is degrading. And it's an infringement of my privacy, safety, and security under the Human Rights Act 1998. And this is threatening to my safety and life. And so this was, so this is something we've ordered a long time ago, and we're still waiting for the police to take action. This is why, no, this is 2006, 20th, yeah. So, we're still here. So it's going to take public intervention now.
12 years ago, 12, 13 years ago.
We've been trying to force the police's hand to take action, and they've done nothing. They keep trying to get us to repeat the same process over and over again, but it's for their police stations to arrest this man, and arrest these criminals. And so it's going to take the public to actually enforce that. Yes. So let me show you some more documents. Okay, you can see there the reference is highlighted. The reference dead. That was in 24th of November 2004. Now, if you recall, the meeting that I went to with Hannah was on the 11th of November 2004. So we're talking basically after me leaving the meeting, and they engage in all the sales for my work. This is when the horror story started. It's, with all the dead. And as I showed you before, I'm not sure if it's there, so I'm just repeating. If it is repeated, I apologize. Just skip past it if you've seen all this already. So yeah, you'll see it's him again. So this is why this man is a psychopath, and he's a pathological liar. He's clinically insane. I would say that he's a clinically insane human being. He knows exactly what he's done.
No luck anyway, that's for sure. He has no luck now.
Yeah, so
out.
So let's get back to the other document where I show you again the same dates. not the same dates, but the same reference, sorry. Okay, you can see with this one now, bed. This is the mentality of the person that we're dealing with. Richard Hanna again.
This was the 13th of December 2004.
Yeah, 13th of December 2004. So this is showing you how this is unfolding. You know, this man leaving me references dead. And it was also directed at my cousin as well, because his name is here, right? So you know why they literally have helicopters outside my cousin's house. It's Hannah. He's been doing it all the time. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So anyway, I'm just tried to murder us, and our aunt and our cousin is now dead. You know, along with other hundreds of people inside that tower. Their dirty hands are on those crimes as well. And if you look at the crime report that we've got and all the evidence that we've seen, you look at that and you'll start connecting some dots, and you'll see that this is an evil, filthy situation that we're dealing with right here. Okay. Okay, so this one here now, you can see that the lock had been removed. I remember the day this happened actually, and these locks have been chiseled. You can see it's been filed, and we found bugs. Yeah, we found chisels.
It must have taken them a considerable amount of time to do it as well.
Yeah, they filed these locks down. You can see
deliberate.
The wedge in there. I remember when this happened.
Yeah, locks never ever chip off like that.
In here, this bit here, I remember coming back and all my sockets have been removed. Yeah, we remember this.
Size 11 feet, a man's feet. Footprint on your bedroom.
No, it was in the hallway.
And bunch of unknown keys to you on your bed.
Yeah, there was a bunch of. One time we came home and there was like, because my floors were white, and we seen this footprint like the size 11 foot, like big muddy,
big man foot,
like a big boot, like a boot type with grips underneath. You could see the grip marks
clearly.
And then when we went to my bedroom, there was like keys left on my bed. It was so creepy at the time, you know. We went to the police. Again, the police have done nothing.
All in all, going to the police 75 times, nothing. All in all.
Emails and the collected harassment. And, you know, it's still going on. Yesterday, helicopter outside our house. You know, last time helicopter, Grenfell Tower burned down. And there's nothing being done. Okay, so this is the evidence that went into the court. Yeah, they stole things. Yes, they did. But this was what was in the Court of Appeal that went down to the Chancery Division. And when we got into the hearings, none of it had been given to the judge. Nothing. So, you know, this is what they do. So there's probably about 9 bundles full to the brim, all of them with evidence. Yeah, it was quite heavy at the time.
That's when the case had legs, when they gave it a leg, and it got wings.
No, it's got wings.
Wings now.
We had to carry that, I tell you, we had to fight. Okay, so this is the particulars of claim, and it will show you, so you know this man Hannah is saying, I didn't turn up to the meeting. So here we have claimant child 7 is the owner of copyright in artistic works consisting of 3 different sets of health, beauty and fitness documents, all part of the At Home with Concepts lifestyle multimedia production package. Copies of these documents are attached hereto with the claimant exhibit bundles marked as CS1 with a copy of the claimant's autobiographical book and movie manuscript with joint owner Christine Agnew entitled The Walk. So the reason I'm showing you this is because this man, Richard Hanna, has said that I didn't turn up to the meeting with anything, yet still he signed for these things and then they stole it and sold it. Okay, so I want to just illustrate the amount of, you know, how much This is just the beginning. This is the genesis of how the 15 years of hell has unfolded. Now, when I say 3 different sets of health and beauty fitness documents, we're talking about these documents are jam-packed documents, and all of these documents were chopped up into bits and pieces and sold all over the world in 126 countries. Now, if you understand in terms of revenue how much money we're talking, it's a colossal amount of money that was made by these corrupt individuals. Hence the production that was made, which I'm going to show you again. Hence this documentary, The Greed Game. Once you watch this, you'll see how these documents funded this whole operation here. And they made a documentary about it, but they do not talk about where the money was coming from and the fact that it came from intellectual property theft. But you'll see Branson is featured because he, again, was working alongside Hannah and all of the other criminals that are part of this crime syndicate. So have a watch of that and you'll understand how much money is involved in my case. It will give you a very good idea. So this now is a reading. I did do this before, but I'm not sure whether or not this went in there. But this is a reading from the bugging.
Did we not do that one?
I did it, but I think it got deleted. So just in case it's not in these recordings, because I'm just sort of bunching all the recordings together. But this is a reading. This flashes. These lights that you see on here, green and blue, and this one is like an orangey sort of light, they're actually blinking. And what happens is when you do a reading, it will pick up if there is bugs in the property. And if there's no bugs, these lights do not go on. And the way that these lights are, you can see that that's a very, very clear positive that they had detected bugs in the property. So this is a guy that came to sweep the property, and you will see in his hand, let me see if I can make it bigger so that you can just see what's in this hand. Right. He came, and the thing you just saw blinking is this. It's basically what they use to sweep properties for bugging devices. And he was sent by, he's ex-military, and he came to investigate my situation. He was sent by somebody who had a media company and was interested in my case. And so they sent him to verify whether what I was saying was true or not. And as you saw in the previous picture, the reading that he got was positive, so the place had been bugged. So basically, this is a document proving that after my case was issued on the 5th of August, claim was issued on the 5th of August, the defendants had until the 28th of August to reply, and they didn't. So you will see here in this document, they didn't, and this is stamped by the courts, and it shows that they had no defense and no acknowledgement. And that's the stamp seal by the courts. And this one says pay an amount into the court to satisfy my claim, which they didn't do. Offer to pay you amount to satisfy the claim, or ask for time to pay, which they didn't. And basically, because of it, we had to go to court in order to disclosure of how much. And this was the filing for the judgment and for the case to be heard. But obviously, the case was going to be heard in July of 2005, and we all know what happened in July of 2005. So this is a request, by the way, request to be entered for an amount including costs to be decided by the court. So as we know, 15 years later, I haven't received any of my costs. None of us have received anything. And instead, I'm just getting harassment, which is off the charts right now. So, hence the reason why we're doing these recordings, to set the record straight. So, this is part of the contents page of what's in the document, what's in these bundles. This is part one of 2 bundles containing exhibits marked as CS1. So that CS1 is Charles 7-1. Evidence about claimants' 3 sets of stolen, plagiarized, copyrighted multimedia documents. This bundle provides evidence about the ringleaders, defendants, all the defendants here. Find herein proof of professional background history of the claimant, 3 sets of stolen, infringed multimedia documents, proof of the claimant's copyright ownership, contracts with the defendants, which you've seen Richard Hanna had signed, proof of steps claimant made to prevent infringement, proof of the gross blatant flagrancy of the infringement and plagiarism and malpractice, proof of English law on civil and criminal liabilities and remedies, proof of immediate steps taken to stop the infringement, retrieve the documents and enforce contracts. Theft and fraud was reported to the police 16th of January 2004, and this was the crime reference number. Let me make that bigger so you can see. This was the crime reference number. Proof of the defendant's willful act of deceit, treachery, fraud. Proof of defendant's perjury and evasion of liability. So now you can see it was received by the courts. Okay? So all of these documents are inside of these bundles, but this is just the cover page. And remember, these are just one part of my evidence, because obviously I showed you in the last video witnesses' evidence, Ronnie being one of the witnesses, a key witness. Okay. Here we have again. This is sealed by Chancery Division. This shows that the defendants had to pay an amount to the court, and they didn't acknowledge the claim. And so if we didn't get a response, any defense, you may ask the court to enter judgment for an amount to be decided by the court, completing the tear-off portion. And so that went to the courts. This bit went to the court, and this was an exhibit for the case. So this was the request for the judgment to be entered by the court. And the hearings you heard in the courtroom audios, if you've listened to the courtroom audios, this is the document that was signed for by the court management, by myself and the court management. And what should have happened was full disclosure should have been given of how much money they had generated from my work. But instead, they put me on a targeting program, which has continued for the last 15 years. And so it says the court will enter judgment and refer to the court file to the judge, who will give directions for the management case, including its allocation and track. So this was all to do with judgment, which had been awarded to me. And so when Richard Hanna says that the case was struck out, that's a load of baloney. He's a liar. He's an absolute liar. Yes, this is absolute lies. Okay, so basically he did not provide any defense. The defendant has not filed, acknowledged of service or a defense to my claim for the time for doing so, and the time for doing so has expired. I request judgment to be entered against the defendant for an amount to be decided by the court and costs. Now that is clear. So when Richard Hanna says it was struck out, how can something that has already been decided, when judgment has already been awarded, how can that be struck out? How is it possible to strike something out that is already expired? The time had expired. It's clear. Okay? So when you read anything by this man, know that you're listening to a con man. Okay? This is why this man needs to go to prison. He needs to go to prison. There's no ifs or buts about it. He's used foul play and all kinds of menaces to continue with his charade. And it's enough now. Okay? We don't want to go into 2019 with this crap. It has to come to a conclusion, and it's up to the public now to see that this man sees the inside of a prison cell and all his crime ring. Okay? Because it's enough. Okay, so what you're seeing is an affidavit sworn by the court. You can see the 22nd day of February 2006. General Office of Lord Chancellor to take affidavits for use in Supreme Court. So basically, everything in this affidavit shows clearly. It's never been responded to, but it shows the case was not only civil, but it was also criminal. Okay. Yeah, so basically it shows. Okay, so I make a valid claim for debt recovery for breaches of contract, tort, copyright infringement after the gross blatant misappropriation of my intellectual property. Additionally, I'm claiming for the malicious abuse and injuries I've received to deprive me of my property ownership rights and my rights to have access to justice under the 1999 Act and a fair hearing as expressed under Articles 6 and 1 of the Human Rights Act 1998. I am owed outstanding payments. And this still stands today because all defendants named within my claim colluded to illegally sell the rights of my intellectual property to other production companies and broadcasters throughout the international media after our meetings between the 2003 and 2004. All defendants entered into numerous illegal deals without license, consent, or my approval, and accrued considerable unjust enrichments for the international sale of my property. In doing so, are all liable to pay the outstanding debts and awards for my damages, losses, and significant aggravated injuries. I rely on the facts and evidence set out in the Statement of Truth, particulars of my claim, witness statement dated 11th of January 05 and 19th of September 05, attached to 6 lever arch folder bundles submitted to the Court of Appeal on the 14th of October 2005. I rely on all the evidence contained in 6 folder bundles marked as A, B, C, D, E, F, including statements of truth of 14 other witnesses. Folder bundle A contains the medical evidence of my physical injuries, application to the Met Police for the case crime file between 2004 and 2005. The police crime reference numbers are 580756704, 581202905. The folder also contains evidence of illegal. Okay, cut off. This is part of the affidavit. Just so that you can hear. You can read it yourself. I'll just leave it like that so that you can read it. That's section 1. And this is section 2. I rely on the facts and evidence set out in the Statement of Truth, particulars of my claim, witness statement dated 11th of January 2005 and September, in 6 lever arch folders, 6 folder bundles marked as A, B, C, D, E, and F, including statements of truth of 14 other witnesses. So this is basically the affidavit. Never been rebutted. There's never been any affidavits done by any of the people involved. As you've seen, they didn't turn up to court. It's just been foul play after foul play. But this is significant. The police crime reference numbers are 58007567. That's in 2004. 581202905. That just goes to show you that this is always been partly criminal and partly civil. And so the folder contains evidence of illegal surveillance, computer hacking. Folder bundle CMD contains evidence of all the contracts, 3 misappropriated commercial documents, stolen plagiarized manuscript, the walk. Proof of the infringement and foul plays are also included and set out in detail within my witness statements of the case, 11th of January to the 19th of September. 14 witness statements are contained in folder bundles E and F. And this is sworn.
Ashley Strand, London, W2QA2LL, 22nd of February, 2006.
Yes. Yes, so basically, Central Office of the Lord Chancellor. So basically, that just shows you how serious this is. And so anybody who's trying to make out that none of this is real, you have to question who these people are. Take down their names, because they're the ones that we're going to be issuing, police to go after them as well. Okay, so this is an example of how these frauds operate. This is a fraudulent document created by a barrister, Brian Nicholson, to circumvent and obstruct a genuine order made by a judge. This is in Brian Nicholson's own writing. Sure. He as you can see, this is all his own writing here. And basically, after we won in the Court of Appeal before the 2 Lord Justices, Chadwick and Sir Peter Gibson, we took the case back down to the Chancery Division, and this man created an order himself, falsified, changing what the judges had ordered. So this just shows you how they're doing. Even in the courtroom. Yeah, this is even fraud. This is how they're doing fraud and corruption within the courts. Let me show you his face. So this is Brian Nicholson. This is the barrister whose fraudulent order you just had a look at. This man is a fraud. He's an evil, wicked man. It was the court staff who saw what this crook was doing, who gave me his order that he created, which was fraudulent, so that I could use it again as evidence against him. Fraud in the court. Wow. So when you see that the case has been struck out, this is all engineered by this man, fraudulently. That record is a fake record, which was created by Hannah and this man. Okay? Now, this is an article that is very important for people to understand. 6 psychopaths run the UK media and smear the innocent. This is what's happening to me, and this is what happens to people like me who are genuine victims all over the country. We're being smeared, we're being harassed, we're being stalked, and this is the reason why we're appealing to the public now to go to the police directly to have these people immediately arrested. Okay? If we don't do it this way, we're never going to get justice. Okay, these are men pulling up. I'm actually at my bathroom window, and these 2 men show up, and they're actually pulling up. Yeah, they're pulling up the pipes from my water supply in order to poison me while I was in the house. And you can see it clearly. You can see these men, they got the green jackets on, and this is my front door, and they're pulling up the pipes in my front door in order to poison the water supply. You've seen that already. I showed you that just before. Yeah, Ronnie was just saying this is one of the reasons I can't go back to my flat. It's because of the scaffolding. Yeah, there's no works. Yes. Yes, so this is what's happening. They basically employ rogue scaffolders to just put scaffolding on your windows. There's no works, and you're basically you're yes, caged in. And this is being done to people all over the country. It may well be being done to you. If it is being done to you, definitely let us know about it. But this is a man with a hoodie on my window on the scaffolding. These men were climbing the windows morning, noon, and night. And this is the way that we are supposed to live in the UK. Okay, so this is after my work was stolen. It says the success of Strictly Come Dancing, which is also Dancing with Stars, sparked off an extraordinary scramble for the foreign rights to the show. And so basically it was such a success that Channel 7, which was designed to mock me, ran the series back to back. So I want to make that bigger so that you can see it. So that basically that is there as is you know, like we raped you and we stole your work. Ha 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 ha. That's basically what this is, a mock fest.
And a white girl, they give her your name.
Yes, I'm going to show you that now, and then we'll sign off this last piece of the today's presentation. Okay, so this is where they actually gave my name to a blonde girl. They've since removed it because it's too blatant, and they called the album Chasing Victory because we were chasing them in the courts, and Not So Tragic Cover Up. This is the kind of mentality Hannah and his crew has. And they have things like, we're listening to you, because they're tapping the phones, etc. Yeah, they used to.
Watching you or something like that.
Yes, exactly. And so they used to have, like in the title credits, Hello Charlie at the end of each production. But yeah, this is the sinister level how evil these people are. And so, you know, I'm absolutely. And so this is the thing, we're bringing this to your attention because we need these people to be arrested now. It's been 15 years and it's coming on 16 years, and we need justice. We've had enough. But the only way we're going to get justice is with the public's support. Okay, what you're seeing here is all the police reports that have been going on over the years. Okay, not one of them. We've just been left to rot.
Closed circuit TV they sent you was dummy, was not real.
Yes,
it's fake. Tell them about that.
Yeah, they sent me a dummy camera to put on my windows, as much as I showed you sometime. Yeah, let's do it another time because it's getting late now.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was no good.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna give a real one. Don't give a dummy one. Send it back to them.
Yeah, it was basically he's talking about closed circuit TV camera, and the camera was basically a dummy. You know, they gave me detectors for my windows, but the detectors were real, but the camera was, yeah, it's useless. It's useless. It's not a deterrent to anybody. So this was back when it was 65 police contact, but as you've seen, it's now, you know, we're way over 75. We've got a recent one, and you know, he's still active. Hannah's still abusing me all over the place, and so it's going to be the public.
We need your help to do an online petition and sign it so we can take it to 10 Downing Street to do something about it. We please need your help.
I don't think 10 Downing Street are going to do anything
after nearly 16 years, we need for you lot to sign online, read the case, weigh it up for yourself, see if we're telling the truth. There's facts there, and we need an online petition to take to Downing Street.
I don't think that's going to help, Ron. I honestly don't think. I think what we need is for people just contact
the police are going to do nothing, which is clear. I have it there. The police are going to do nothing. The police are doing nothing about it. Yeah, it's clear all the time.
Well, hold on 1 second. Okay, now this is current, all right? This is current. So for the last 15 years, this is what I've been living with. Okay, this is all the different abuse that this man, Richard Hanna, has been doing. It's a catalogue. This is not even half of them. But we're just doing this to show you the level of abuse that this man, it's a summary to show you. It's all Richard Hanna, Richard Hanna, Richard Hanna. Let me see if I can make it even bigger. You'll see it's Richard Hanna. You'll see his picture here. Okay, if you open one of them, then you can just see. It's just streams and streams and streams of abuse. All right? This is a psychopath. This is a sick person. And basically, he's obsessed. He's a stalker. He's been stalking me for 15 years. Okay, let me just open this so that you can see it. But basically, it's very clear that this man is extremely sick. He's a dangerous human being. Yeah, okay, so this is basically streams and streams. I think you've seen it. I'm going to show the poster. But basically, this is a man who never went to court. He's done absolutely nothing. All he does is abuse. All he does is foul play and abuse. He's a monster. He's an absolute monster. And we want this man behind bars with his crime ring. Yes. Okay, I'm going to show you the picture. These are the people who are behind many atrocities, including this Richard Hanna, right? And you can see their names. And there's Richard Hanna, Helen Alexander, Jim Manson, Richard Hanna, Tamsin Allen, Jeffrey Beinman, Brian Nicholson, Eric Rosenblatt. This one is basically been protecting these people. This judge ordered that my courtroom audios would never be heard by anybody. Yes. This is Mark Windows, another person who's a paid agent to smear victims, lie about us. This is what's going on, and we've had enough. Basically, we've had enough. And so we need the public support to really bring this to the end. Okay, so that was just a little presentation to just update you what's happening and really galvanize support, really, because we need this to come to an end. It's been 15 years of hell. I currently can't stay in my home. I'm in the process of moving, and you know, we're living with a nightmare. So I'm asking everybody to contact the Metropolitan Police. The crime reference number is 655-210/18. And we need the public to demand that Richard Hanna and his crime ring are arrested. You know, the crimes are blatant, they're horrific, and they're obvious. And no amount of lies and smear campaign it should be able to make this man get away with it. You know, hide from the truth. So we're asking for your support in that way, and we're very grateful for all the support we've had thus far to everybody. I want to say a special shout out to Alfred Weber, who has, you know, supported me in ways that are unbelievable. I'm just so grateful to you, Alfred. Special shout out to Ramola D as well, and all the people who were part of the Twitter campaign, the hashtag campaign. Thank you, all of you, for your support. I want to thank all of the team that are working with me now to bring about justice. I'm not going to say their names, but much love to all of you from us. We're really, really grateful. All the people who've been sharing the videos and, you know, commenting and, you know, giving this man, Richard Hanna, a run for his money, you know, and... For your money. Yeah, exactly. Let's get it right. Yeah. So basically all the people that have been in support of us securing justice, really, because we have to get justice for ourselves. Nobody's going to give us justice. We have to demand it. We have to go out and get it and make it happen. And so we're wishing everybody season's greetings. Happy Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa if you celebrate Kwanzaa, and Happy New Year to everybody. You know, quick note that 2019 officially is the end of the slave trade, which began in 1619. It's actually 400 years next year. And so that's just a few days away. And so officially we're transitioning into the time of liberation and freedom. And so with that, I'm asking everybody to, you know, internalize your power. You know, we are the people with the power. We're not anybody's slaves, and we refuse to be enslaved by these people. And, you know, we want to ensure that we live in a peaceful world, that people like these monsters are not able to continue doing this to anybody. You know, make what has happened to me be a testament to everybody, all the creative people in all the creative industries, all the targeted individuals all over the world who are suffering like we've had to suffer. You know, doesn't matter whether you're not in the creative industries, doesn't matter how you became targeted. You know, I'm giving a massive shout out to everybody, to Natalie, to Naomi, to all the targeted people out there. You know, stay strong and know that your day is coming. Liberation is on its way. But I believe that if we really, you know, see that these people are put behind bars, you know, in my case, I know a lot of people don't know who's targeting them, but in my case, we know who it is. It's open, it's being done openly, and, you know, so we want to see justice for ourselves, and not just for ourselves, for everybody, for all the people who suffered in Grenfell Tower, you know, all the atrocities that have been done. We want to see justice and peace in the world. So we're sending much love to everybody. Enjoy your Christmas and your Kwanzaas and all your celebrations. And yeah, if you can have a moment to spend a minute to contact the Metropolitan Police or the Scotland Yard in London, tell them about Richard Hanna. You can link this video if you want to, and say that, you know, what is happening to this woman for 15 years is outrageous, you know, and all the other people. So, you know, I appreciate everybody's support and much love to everybody. And all those people who are siding with Hannah, your day is going to come as well. You know, you're supporting the wrong side. You know, to support people that are criminals, and on, you know, to ensure our continued suffering is the wrong side of the tracks. You're on the wrong side of the tracks. You know, you need to understand that these people are going to go down one way or the other, and you're going to go down with them, most definitely. You know, we do have investigators involved. We now have many people involved in the team. It's growing by the day, and you know, we are grateful for all the support. We're really, really grateful for all the support. So from me and my cousin, thank you.
Enjoy the Christmas.
Yeah,
and
Happy New Year to everybody.
Great.
Happy New Year, everybody. Yes. Power to 2019. It's the time of the people. Power to the people. Okay, bye for now. Bye.